I think that the Republicans very wisely about, and this goes back to the Mies revolution on the courts, made the decision that if they couldn't win elections and they couldn't effectuate policy ends through the elected branches, they would do it through the courts. And so I think that what you got was not only, the birth of a conservative legal movement that absolutely clobbers whatever the legal liberal movement is, but it's just so organized, and it has been for decades. And that plays out, in the most nuclear level, the existence of the Federalist Society, the pipeline that is Federalist Society, law school, grooming people, clerkships, making sure that all of those folks know the right people, they clerk on the right courts, they get on these short lists. I mean, this is all really by design such an efficient machinery that doesn't have a parallel on the left. It just doesn't. And part of the explanation for why it took Barack Obama, when he first got elected, such a long time, even to start to put people on the courts, even to start to fight for judges, which, by the way, he didn't always fight for his judges, is just because the machinery doesn't exist. And so I think if you have that asymmetry in enthusiasm around the court, and it maps perfectly onto the asymmetry in messaging around the court, which is really what Donald Trump ran and won on more than anything, was when he would say to those stadiums full of people, I don't care if you freaking hate me, you're going to vote for me anyway, because of the court. No parallel on the left. And all the exit polls the night after the 2016 election showed that for the 20% or so of the electorate who prioritized the courts, 2-1 they break for Donald Trump. It's so deep. It's not just that it's, sort of baked into the courts and the system, but this is a decades-long project to prioritize the court, to prioritize messaging around the court. The John Roberts, liberals are all activists, we are neutral, we call balls and strikes. All that is of a piece with this massive project that has just been absolutely successful at convincing Americans that we need conservatives on the court because they do law. Liberals are a bunch of pot-smoking hippies who make stuff up and do interpretive dance. And that is just such a message that has absolutely permeated the doctrine and the discourse that none of it surprised me. The asymmetry you're describing has been by design the unitary project. Now we're just seeing it come to, I think, fruition.